Hi, Jeff Shore, author of Be Bold and Win the Sale. We've been talking about buyer behavior and understanding some of the buyer behavior and some of the psychology that goes behind buyer behavior. We talked about the idea of what would otherwise appear to be irrational behavior and asking the question, what were you thinking, but from a positive perspective. Then we talked about the idea of the customer's experiences and how experiences guide behavior, how my past experiences will guide my future behavior. Now we want to talk about a really important psychological principle, the principle of pain versus pleasure. When a customer is coming into a sales environment, their objectives are really to do two things. One, escape pain, and two, pursue pleasure. Now, customers are going to have this scale out there, this pain-pleasure scale all the time. It happens subconsciously, but everybody has it. Something is not right in my life over here. It represents pain. Now, pain, we're going to define that very broadly. It may not be pain as in anguish, but it certainly might come in the form of dissatisfaction in some way. And you show me somebody with zero dissatisfaction in their life, I'll show you a non-buyer. That's not a customer. There's always got to be some level of dissatisfaction such that they would be seeking to improve their situation in some way. So that dissatisfaction represents the pain side. Then we have the pleasure side. And we're going to define this broadly. When we say pleasure, we might be talking about that future promise, that hope of things to come, that idea in their mind of what their life could look like. Now, every customer is weighing on this idea between pain and pleasure. Now, a couple of things to think about that principle. First of all, what's more powerful of a motivator? Well, to answer that question, just go back to Psychology 101 on this. What's the number one job of the brain? Number one job of the brain? Survival. It's to keep you alive. Because of that, our tendency to escape pain is more compelling than our tendency to pursue pleasure. So in the sales process, if we can think sequentially, that the first thing I want to do is understand what the customer is coming from before I want to move forward to what the customer is moving to. This is the psychological underpinning of that very discussion. So throughout the way, I have to look at it and say the best customers, the most urgent customers, are the ones where the scale weighs on both sides. I've got a fair amount of pain over here, but I see a strong degree of pleasure in your solution. If I've got both sides, that's my next sale. That's my best sale. If you as a sales professional can understand that every customer is driven by doses of escaping pain and doses of pursuing pleasure, and then weigh down both sides of the scale, that's where your next sale is coming from. That's when you have the opportunity to change someone's world.